Welcome back, Culés. Barcelona are in a race against time to sort out Inaki Pena's departure so they can register key players like Gerard Martin, Roony Bardghji, and Wojciech Szczesny. We've got updates on Pena's potential loan moves, Eric Garcia's rise under Hansi Flick and his possible Spain call-up, and Flick's plans for a new defensive signing in January. Plus, the latest on Virgili's stalled transfer and Barcelona's challenges with Camp Nou and UEFA. Stick around, there's a lot happening at Camp Nou right now. Time is running out fast, and Barcelona need to resolve Inaki Pena's situation in order to register some of their players, such as Gerard Martin, Roony Bardghji, and Wojciech Szczesny. The 26-year-old goalkeeper is destined to leave the club in the coming days and is negotiating with various clubs over a loan with a purchase option. Celta Vigo out of the race. However, according to Sport, one of Inaki Pena's suitors, Celta Vigo, have decided to withdraw their interest in the Barcelona fringe player. The Galician outfit had considered reinforcing the goalkeeping position, and Pena's profile seemed to fit. As such, they had made inquiries about his availability, but have now ruled out any move for the Blaugrana player. As per the report, Celta have no room in their wage bill and would first need to offload one of their two reserve goalkeepers, either Marc Vidal or Ivan Cuellar, before the window closes, something that is far from certain. Pena's other options. Como appear to be the most viable destination for Pena, but the Italian club are growing impatient and are already exploring alternatives. Cesc Fabregas wants the goalkeeping position resolved this week in order to finalize the squad ahead of the Serie A campaign. The move would make financial sense for all parties, but it would not guarantee Pena a starting role, with French goalkeeper Jean Butez expected to be the first choice. Girona are another club to have shown interest and could make a push late in the market. Their current number one is Paulo Gazzaniga, but the Catalans are considering bringing in strong competition for the position. Barcelona, for their part, already have an agreement in place to extend Pena's contract by 1 year, deferring part of this season's wages to make the goalkeeper's salary more affordable for potential suitors. The aim is for interested clubs to cover 100% of his wages, allowing Barca to secure significant savings against their salary cap. Barcelona are aiming to finalize Inaki Pena's departure this week so they can register Wojciech Szczesny in time for their upcoming match against Levante. However, it remains uncertain whether the club will meet this deadline. The club's plans to reopen Spotify Camp Nou are also facing setbacks. Their formal request to the City Council for an opening license has been delayed after security issues were identified during inspections. Barcelona had initially planned to host 27,000 fans for the first matches, but following further discussions on Tuesday, the meeting with the council has been postponed to allow more time to address these concerns. UEFA reject Barcelona request for Champions League opener. The major effort for Barcelona is to be back at Camp Nou on the 14th of September to face Valencia in their first Liga home game. If not, that could be behind closed doors. Beyond that there is another deadline coming first on the 28th of August, when the Champions League draw takes place. The Catalan Giants have until then to inform UEFA of where they will be playing their home games in the league phase of the Champions League, after which it cannot be changed. Barcelona had made a request to UEFA to play their first game in the league phase away from home, akin to in La Liga, to give them more time to prepare Camp Nou for their opener. However, Catalunya Radio informed that UEFA have rejected that request, as they do not give special dispensation on the matter, and have not done so in the past. They informed Barcelona that this was the case at the time. Alternatives for Barcelona. The difference will be around 2 weeks, with the first Champions League games occurring between the 16th and 18th of September, and the second round taking place between the 30th and 1st of October. If Camp Nou is not ready in time, then Barcelona could be forced to return to Montjuic for the first half of their European campaign. Eric Garcia has been one of the bright sparks for Barcelona this year. Once regarded as a fringe player with no future at the club, the former Manchester City starlet has become a vital cog in Hansi Flick's defensive unit. From being considered a utility player, Garcia has become a key competitor for Jules Koundé at right back, with the Spaniard even starting in the league opener against Mallorca. Garcia's rapid growth may even earn him a contract extension at Barcelona, which will secure his long-term future in Catalonia. Garcia set for a Spain call-up? According to Sport, Garcia's impressive performances at right back could also help him earn a national team call-up soon. The 24-year-old has played for La Roja 19 times since debuting in 2020 under Luis Enrique. However, ever since the appointment of Luis de la Fuente, the defender has yet to make a single appearance for the team. That could soon change, with Spain slated to take on Bulgaria and Turkey in the upcoming September international break. The report suggests Garcia's performances have not gone unnoticed, and it is on De La Fuente's agenda to potentially call him up in September. Garcia's services could be useful for La Roja, who have Martin Zubimendi as the only designated defensive midfielder. De La Fuente, though, would ideally employ the Barcelona defender in the right-back position, where he might compete with the likes of Marcos Llorente and Dani Carvajal. Therefore, it will be imperative for Garcia to keep earning starting roles for Barcelona this month as he looks to earn a well-deserved return to the national team after 3 years of absence. It seems to be clear enough that the loss of Íñigo Martínez was a big one for FC Barcelona. Beyond the financial benefits or anything of that sort, his exit took a clear toll on the team's sporting capabilities. For Hansi Flick, he was an undeniable guarantee in this team. Without Martínez, Flick now has the likes of Pau Cubarsí, Ronald Araujo, Andreas Christensen, and Eric Garcia to rely on as his center-back options. However, considering that most of them do have recurring injury issues, Flick reportedly wants another defensive recruit as well. Hansi Flick wants a new defender in January. For that reason, according to Fichages, the Barca coach wants the club to sign a defender for his team in the winter transfer window. While it is too complicated to bring in a new defender right now, January could potentially open up the door for a new arrival. However, the winter transfer window is often a complicated one as well. With clubs unwilling to part ways with key players at such a crucial stage of the season, negotiations can often become more complicated than they normally would be. Deco seems to agree with the Barcelona coach. Still, Flick has put in that demand and Barca is reportedly working on it. As per the report, Deco seems to agree with the first-team coach that a new defensive recruit is needed, especially considering the departure of Íñigo Martínez, and is quietly working on bringing in a defender who can compete from the very first day. At the moment, reports are apparently being drawn up to sort out what kind of player to bring in. Reportedly, the profile that is being looked at is that of a player who is both experienced and can quickly adapt to the way that Barca wants to play. Barcelona's main focus for the upcoming winter transfer window is signing a new defender. While big names like Alessandro Bottoni have been linked to the club, such high-profile moves are seen as more realistic for the 2026 summer window rather than immediate signings. Meanwhile, reports from Mundo Deportivo indicate that Jan Virgili's chances of leaving Barcelona this summer are now diminishing. The 19-year-old winger, who was excluded from Hansi Flick's pre-season tour of Asia, had previously seemed likely to join Real Mallorca, but that move now appears unlikely. The youngster, who recently extended his contract until 2027, had shown interest in a change of scenery, with Mallorca eager to bring him in. Why did he want to leave? His frustration came from playing in the second division RFEF, a level he felt was too low for his development. This attitude did not sit well with the club, who made it clear that any exit would be far from simple. Barcelona wanted to set an example for other youth players by demanding strict terms. Through his representatives, Virgili was told he could only leave if a €4 million offer arrived, with Barca retaining 50% of his rights and including a buyback clause as well as a sell-on percentage. Barcelona holding firm on transfer demands. Mallorca were keen to secure his services but only valued him at €2 million, well short of Barcelona's asking price. Almeria also showed interest but, like Mallorca, were not convinced by the conditions set out by the Catalan club. With neither side willing to compromise, negotiations have stalled. In the meantime, Virgili has continued to feature in several friendlies with the reserve team and was even part of the group that traveled to Brazil. This involvement makes a transfer seem less urgent and suggests the player could remain at the club for now. Although the transfer window is still open for nearly 2 weeks, the gap between Barcelona's demands and what potential suitors are willing to pay makes an exit less likely. Unless a club steps forward with the required €4 million package, Virgili looks set to stay put, at least for the time being. And that's the latest from Barcelona. With Pena's situation still unresolved, Garcia impressing at right back, and Flick pushing for a winter defensive signing, the Catalan Giants have plenty on their plate. Will Jan Virgili move this summer? Can Barca register their new signings in time? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for all the latest Barca updates.